Hi, my name is Angela, and 3 years ago I made a video about bad Botox. And the reason I did that is because, first of all, I had gotten some Botox that really made my brows droop. It looked like I was scowling, and I was just very, very unhappy with the result. And I went online looking for comfort. I was looking for somebody else on YouTube to say, this happened to me, this is what I did to make it go away faster, to cheat it, and then also just somebody to commiserate with. And I really didn't find anyone. So I thought, you know what? I'm just gonna make a video, I'm gonna put it out there. And that's what I did. And 3 years later, I'm still so surprised at how many messages I get from people who've seen the video, have been through the same thing, and they want to know, how long did it take? Did my face go back to normal? Do I still do injections? And I thought, people are still, asking me these questions. I might as well just make a follow-up. So what I will say is, first of all, my face did return back to normal, so that's good. I mean, that's the reason that we like Botox to begin with, is because it's temporary. But it did take a while. I feel like for the first month, especially, Botox is very potent, and I felt like I really couldn't move my face for a good month. I would say after about 6 weeks, it started to loosen up a little bit. But I mean, really, you need that full 3 to 4 months in order for it to completely wear off. And I did end up going back for injections, not to the same place. I made the video, I posted it to social media, and I had quite a few people reach out to me. Some of them were nurses that I know who do injections. Another person, I did yoga with her, and she works for a dermatologist, and I believe she had worked for a plastic surgeon prior. Anyway, her Botox always looked fantastic, so I thought, you know what, I am going to take her advice, because she said the dermatologist that she works for is incredible, and she has 20 years of experience, and I thought, you know what, that's the one I'm going to use. So I went to this dermatologist and told her what had happened. I brought in the diagram that the previous injector had used, and she looked at it and said, yep, this is the reason why I think things went wrong for you. So, we started out very modestly, definitely feeling a lot of trepidation, and she put the filler in, and I felt like we had to work on it, we had to tweak it a little bit, but because we did small amounts, she understood what was going on, and she just clearly explained to me up front, it's going to take some time for me to get to know your face. So I trusted her. The other thing that she recommended was a product that was new at the time, I mean it's still new, called Jeuveau. And I stopped using Botox and I started using Jeuveau. The reason why I tried it was because basically it was a new product, so they were giving discounts, and I was like, yes, I will definitely save some money on that. But I ended up really, really liking the Jeuveau and liking a whole lot more than the Botox. And the reason is because for me, Botox was very, very heavy. I mean, I sometimes just felt like I had a brick that was glued to my forehead. And the doctor that I had been using for a few years before I ended up getting the bad injections did just a very, very, very tiny amount. In fact, like the lines here and this part of my forehead were still visible. So, I mean, and that was fine with me. I was in my early 30s. I wasn't trying to get that frozen look. I just wanted to smooth things out a little bit. But the thing that's nice about the Jeuveau is that it doesn't feel heavy. I feel like I can still move. It also works faster. It really starts to kick in after about 3 days, whereas Botox takes about 2 weeks. So if it's bad, it's like you have to watch it as it gets worse and feels tighter and tighter before it starts to diminish. So Jeuveau is really great for those reasons. If you look at my forehead right here, you can actually see that I have got some bruising. Maybe it looks like shadows, but that's from injections that I had on Friday. In a nutshell, yes, my face did go back to normal. It took about 6 weeks for the Botox to start to loosen up. I do remember in my first video being kind of upset because the office where I feel like they did the bad Botox recommended that I go to the pharmacy and pick up these drops called Nafcon A, just these over-the-counter drops. And I thought, that's it? That's all you're going to do? But the dermatologist office that I go to now say that these drops do help the Botox wear off a little bit faster. So that is something to keep in mind. Also keep in mind, I am not a dermatologist. I am not a nurse. I am not sort of any injector. I am just somebody who ended up having a bad result, and I am just passing the information along to you. But the good news is your face will return back to normal. You can choose to start from scratch with a whole new injector. And I would just say, just find somebody that you really trust. Start out small. You know, don't go for gold here. Just let them do a little bit. Work on your relationship and gradually start to fill in those areas. I think that you will have a much, much better result. And, you know, like I said, Jeuveau has been great for me. That might be something that you want to ask about. I've never tried Dysport, but I do know people that have liked that one a lot too. So just do some research, see what else is out there. And again, if you have any questions for me, please feel free to reach out. I know it's a really not fun time to go through, but at the end of the day, it is something that will wear off. And, you know, most of us women, or, well, I shouldn't say most of us women, but a lot of us women have been through it. So just know that you aren't alone.